We are going to continue next Sunday night back with our Real Leadership book. I think we were in chapter 5, maybe halfway through, I think is where Jamie stopped last. So next Sunday, we'll pick up the rest of chapter 5. But I wanted to share this Zoom with you because school's about to start, as you know. Most kids have started homeschooling. A lot of those have started. And most schools start in another week. When school starts, kids go to school, and then guess what? You have more time. Well, if you don't have little ones, you typically have more time with the big kids in school, and people are getting back into a routine. They've been out all summer. They've been eating. They've been vacationing. They're ready to get back to the gym, get back in their routine. They're ready to get back onto something. And during the summer, that's when people slack, and that's when people don't always take their products consistently, and now they're ready to start again and get going. So this is the time in the next few weeks when you're going to gain a lot more business. And I understand right now in August, it's harder because they're paying for back to school clothes, back to school supplies, backpacks. Maybe their kids are going to college and they're setting up their dorm room. There's a lot going on in August. So really September is when typically, historically, the last 2 years, the business has really picked up. August is typically a little bit slower because, like I said, they've got money going out and they're out of routine. But pretty soon, as soon as school starts, they're going to be ready to get back in routine. So I hope this helps you and kind of energizes you to help you refocus and get ready to grow your team throughout the rest of 2016, which I can't believe is halfway done. Crazy. All right, I'm going to read this quote by Eric. And then on the next slide, it's a quote by our Miss Jamie. All right. A company won't make you successful. Your downline doesn't make you successful, and neither does your upline. Success starts with making a decision that you are going to go pro, a decision that you are going to go to the top no matter what. And that decision starts with you and your commitment to becoming a professional. A decision that says no matter the setbacks I might face, no matter the challenge, I'm going to the top. Make a decision, a real decision that you're not going to look right. You're not going to look left. You're going straight forward. There is no retreat. There are no other options. You are going to the top. Half of this business, I'm going to say maybe more than half of this business is a decision that you make in your head. And I know that sounds so easy because all of you are saying, well, I want to go to the top. But do you really? Do you really make that decision in your head and you're going to go no matter what? No matter the distractions, no matter all the things you have going on in your life. Either you're working, you're homeschooling, you're doing homework with your kids. You, of course, have your husband and things you have to deal with there, and the running of the household and all of the things that we as women, and if there's men on here, you have your own list of wonderful things that you do. So all of these things going on in our lives. But if you don't make this decision, then you're not going to go anywhere. And if you can get past this mental thing in your head, you can go to the top. And then Jamie posted this quote from Eric, and then she wrote, you have to make the decision to make this business work. No one else can decide for you. If you want to just get your products paid for, if that's just your goal, that's fine. Or you want to go to the top of the company, you have to do the work to get there. It won't just fall in your lap. You have to tell people what you have and help them reach their own goals. The moment you can stop focusing on you and you ranking up, and you can turn your focus on your team and help your team and where you can meet their goals, that's when you're going to move up. So every Monday, I don't know if y'all know this, but Plexus puts out Monday Motivational every Monday. So look for it tomorrow. Somebody will post it probably. The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees the opportunity in every difficult situation. So think about that for a minute. In life, You're always going to have ups and downs on your roller coaster. Always. Expect them. Know they're coming. Know you're going to lose customers. Know you're going to lose ambassadors. Know that people will get discouraged from time to time. Know that they're not going to use the product correctly and it's not going to work and they're going to quit. Know that all these things are coming. So when they do, you're just like, oh, okay, we'll keep on rolling. Expect that it's coming and keep plowing through. 5 steps to experiencing the opportunity of a lifetime. Number one is truly getting what a gift, an amazing opportunity that we have. If you don't get that, then you're missing the boat. Now, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Keeping it simple, duplicate. Personal growth and relationships are key. So these 5 things I'm going to talk about so you can truly experience this opportunity of a lifetime. All right, so the first one is truly getting what a gift that we have. Belief is so vitally important to this business that if you don't have it, you have got to either go out and get it or go ahead and quit. Because without belief, you are not going to be passionate about these products. Without belief, you're not going to go out of your way to talk to strangers. Without belief, you're not going to make phone calls. You're not going to follow up. You're not going to use all the products yourself. Without belief, you're not going anywhere. So how do you build belief? First things first is make your why. If you haven't written it down in black and white, have it on a piece of paper somewhere in your house, you need to do that. If you haven't videotaped you saying your why and watch it back, you should do that. You don't have to share it with anyone. You can do it privately. You could also post it on your Facebook page if it's compliant. So that's the number one thing to build belief is state your why and why you want this to work, why you're doing it. Second, you can build belief by watching diamond documentaries of people that had nothing and suddenly are diamonds. You can watch these documentaries of single parents, of people that were living in their car and are no longer living in their car because of Plexus. You can read testimony after testimony of people that didn't have a life. They were in bed sick, and now they have a life again because of Plexus. But if you're not looking at these diamond documentaries, if you're not reading testimonies, if you're not going to meetings, if you're not hopping on these Zooms, you're missing all those wonderful things to build belief in this company. If you're not going to convention, you're missing a huge, huge chunk of building belief in this company because you don't get to see our executives. You don't get to see corporate. You don't get to see these people that make fantastic decisions for us. You don't get to hear their heart. You don't get to hear their testimonies. So you're not building belief. Okay, the next one, number 2, is keeping it simple. I think sometimes our biggest mistake is making it too hard, reinventing the wheel, thinking we have to go above and beyond, and thinking that it's a lot harder than it really is. So keeping it simple, you have to have a DMO. A DMO is the daily mode of operation, so things that you do every day. And if you work a full-time job, then of course in your DMO, you're going to have going to your job in there. If you're homeschooling, you're going to have that time that you homeschool in there. And then you have to working Plexus every single day. Every single day. Doesn't have to be 2 hours. Doesn't have to be 10 minutes. You can decide on the time that you choose, but you've got to be consistent in doing it a small portion of every day. All right, so this is what I'm going to share with you. This DMO, before your feet hit the floor, this might be a great thing for you to do. Now, this is the thing I can share with you guys. I can post it in the groups so that you can see it. So you don't necessarily have to write these down unless you just want to. All right, so before your feet hit the floor in the morning, number 1, I would pray and thank God for this Plexus opportunity. If you're not a believer, then you can move on. But if you're a believer, then I would be praying for your team, praying for this opportunity, praying for corporate, add all of that into your quiet time. Then I would contact 5 ambassadors on your team. No matter the level, just 5 ambassadors that you don't talk to daily. Obviously, the ones you talk to daily, you're good friends with, you have a relationship with them. So pick 5 ambassadors on your team that in the morning you can go send a message to. I'm not talking that you have to call them on the phone and talk forever. You can send them a message on Facebook and you can say, hey, I've been praying about you today, praying for you today. What are your, problems? What's your list? What's your DMO this week? You can come up with these things to ask them questions and see how they're doing, checking in with them. If you only have one person on your team, you don't have to check in with them every day, obviously, unless you're just talking to them every day. Don't become annoying. If you have a huge team, this is kind of what I am doing. So I have a big team. So I have lots of ambassadors to go to pick from. So obviously, if you have a smaller team, you need to adjust that 5 to how many would fit best for your team size. All right. Then 3 follow-ups or reach out to potentials. So you're going to follow up with 3 people that you've talked to before, or 3 people that are new potentials that you meet out and about, that maybe you meet at church, or the new school year is about to start. So you're going to have a fresh load of parents in whatever class your kids are in, or maybe they are in dance and you're going to talk to dance moms, or choir and you're going to talk to choir moms or dads or whomever. So 3 people to follow up with or reach out to. All right. And then you're going to reach out. If you have a big enough team to have inactives, try and reach out to one of them a day. And again, we do not want to be annoying. If you know that this person hates Plexus and does not want anything to do with Plexus, don't be that annoying person that you're reaching out to them. But if you have people that have dropped off maybe for financial reasons, or have, skipped a month because they were ahead of product, or they're just wholesaling, or, they're in and out, who I'm talking about. If you have a few of those, then you can reach out to those. If you have a small team, maybe you want to reach out to 1 inactive a month, 1 inactive a week. You, again, make it fit your team. And you don't want it to be annoying. Think about what you're going to say and talk about that person and maybe what they're doing. And I saw your daughter on Facebook and she's so cute. Hey, we have this product Edge. Have you tried it? Just a little something to reach out to that inactive. And then if you have a team page, you're going to post on your team page. You can post something encouraging. If you're working on a contest, you can bring that contest back up into the news feed. You can post something about a product that you learned, whatever it is, but you're going to post on your team page. If you don't have a team page, I would encourage you to post on your uplines page. If you find something that's really good and really encouraging, post it on there. It's y'all's page too. If you want to post on my page, or if your immediate upline has a page and you want to post on there, I think that that's fine. Then you're going to tackle any must-do items for the day. So this could be must-do items for you. Like, I have to go to work. That's my must-do. I have to homeschool my children. That's my must-do. I have to go to the grocery store. I have to do the laundry. Those are all your must-dos. So after you do all of this stuff, then you're going to tackle your must-dos for the day. And that's non-Plexus must-dos. It might be Plexus must-dos. Like I have got some stuff I need to mail out. I've got some contest things I've got to mail out tomorrow. And so that is on my must-do list for tomorrow. Okay, so again, must-dos can be Plexus related, non-Plexus related, but kind of get them in order on what you're going to do. Now, these things up here, these things that you're going to do before your feet hit the floor, these things are not going to take long. You're going to post on your team page on Facebook. I did not say then go get on Facebook and scroll through and see what's going on in everybody's life. These things should not take that long at all. Maybe 10 minutes. So you have worked your business for 10 minutes, but look how many fabulous things you've done in those 10 minutes. Now, if you choose to reach out to those potentials over here, that might take longer if you're going to see them at the store that day, or if you're going to reach out to them in public. somewhere. That may take a little longer, but all of this stuff, we're talking 10, 15 minutes tops. All right. All right, so then keeping on with your DMO, you're tackling your must-do items, and then you got to have lunch. Everybody's got to eat a good lunch, right? While you're eating lunch, it might be good that might be the time to kind of waste book a little bit, to pick up your phone or your computer, wherever you Facebook, and while you're eating lunch, hit the Messenger app and catch up on things that, messages that are people sending you. Killing two birds with one stone. You're eating lunch, you're taking care of messages. You can get on your team page and see if anybody's put anything on your team page you need to answer a question for, anything like that. While you're eating, why not get those done instead of maybe watching TV with your lunch? I don't know. All right. And then I call it my sacred time. When my kids get home from school, I do not do Plexus, period. They come home and my husband comes home, or when my kids are home, I am off duty, so to speak, with Plexus. Now, every once in a while, blue moon, something pops up and I will go do it. So I am with them. We're doing homework. We're cooking dinner. We're going to dance. We're going to swim. And then they go to bed, let's just say 9 o'clock. And then after they go to bed and after I've spent time with my husband, then I will do team calls. I'll do these Zooms at 9 o'clock. I'll message my team. I'll catch up on my team page. I will reach out to people. I will look at my must-dos and did I get them all done? If I didn't, I'm going to stick another must-do on the next page. All of these things you can do at night. And then I would not do this long at night. I'm talking maybe 10 minutes, and then get off of your phone and be with your husband. Your kids are in bed, be with your husband. It's important, or your wife if you're a guy on the call. That is so important, your family time and your time with your husband or wife. You never want them to think that you are putting this phone and your job over them. All right, so that's a fabulous DMO. All right, and then on Sundays, after church and after your family time, in the evening, you can plan your week strategies. Now, if you don't want to do that on Sunday because that's the Lord's Day, then Monday morning you can plan your week strategies. And if you want to just, plan to do that every Monday morning, as long as every week you're going to plan the next week's strategies and you're going to plan your next week's DMOs and things like that. All right, so the next thing, let's see, I did 2. So the third thing to understanding what a fabulous opportunity we have is duplicate. Duplicate, duplicate. I cannot say this word enough. So guess what? That DMO I just shared, I did so not come up with that, because what can I say? I used to be a teacher and teachers steal things. So I'm telling you, it's okay to steal ideas. Steal them all you want. I stole this DMO from Sarah Taylor. And I have to tell you, Sarah Taylor is a diamond. She flew through the ranks. I want to do what Sarah Taylor is doing. Her husband is a sapphire, so they're obviously doing something that's working, right? I asked, or actually somebody asked on the Jules page, hey, what do you do for DMO? This is what Sarah shared. She didn't have a pretty graphic for it. She just basically typed it out. This is what I do every morning before my feet hit the floor. And I said, holy cow, that's amazing. So that is what I am doing. And that is what you should be doing. It's going to make you feel productive. It's going to make you feel like those 10 minutes every morning, you actually did something instead of scrolling on Facebook. Do what other successful ambassadors are doing, period. Doesn't mean you don't need to come up with your own stuff. There are so many smart people out there, a lot smarter than me. And if they come up with ideas or I come up with an idea and I want to share it, I bounce it off my power partner. I bounce it off Jamie, and she'll either say, oh, I love it, let's run with it. Or she'll say, you're crazy, Kim, in a nice way. I love her, so it's okay. She can do that. So online meetings, 3-way calls, meetings in person, trainings, etc. All of these things, 3-way calls are probably the most successful thing I've seen add people to teams, are 3-way calls. And I think the online meetings are going really well too. So all of these things you need to be utilizing, because guess what? That's what successful ambassadors are doing. Okay, the third or fourth thing, I've lost track. I think it's fourth thing, personal growth. You have to be growing as well. And I don't mean growing your team. I mean growing yourself as a leader, growing yourself maybe as a Christian, growing yourself in your heart. You have to be growing as well, because if you're not, it's very hard to then lead your team. So I would say that every day you should, or every other day, however you want to do it, you should be reading something to soak in the knowledge from some smart network marketers that have been there, done that, and they are making a ton of money. Not that money's everything. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they're so knowledgeable. You should be reading the 21 Laws of Leadership. Great book. Our real leadership book that we're going through. Such a good book. Eric, anything by Mr. Eric, I have enjoyed. Go Pro. So many good books out there. If there's workshops on leadership that you can go to, which ding, 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 hey, there's one coming up at Melissa's church in Conroe. And guys, get this. I paid, all of some jewels, paid money to get Al. What's his last name, Jamie? Al.
I don't know. He goes by Big Al.
Big Al. Thank you.
I
forgot the big.
Do you have a real last name?
I don't know. Probably at some point. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Vicky. Schroeder. Big Al. Yeah, and I can't pronounce it right, so I'm just going to say Big Al. Big Al is coming to Conroe, y'all, and this is big. I paid money to help bring him there, to help pay for the place he's going to be at, and I won't even go. I can't even go because I'm 3.5 hours away, and it's during the week. I did that for y'all. So I hope that if you are within an hour drive of Conroe, that you will make it a point to be there, and I will definitely post all the details. I've really added all of y'all in. There's an event page on it, and I've already added all of you in. So if you go to your events, you're going to see it. I can't remember the exact day in August, but it's coming, and you should go. That is a huge thing to learn from these amazing people, leadership skills to run your business. Something else I would strongly suggest, and I haven't done this yet, and I want to do it, so I'm going to find a place sometime before the end of the year, is a public speaking training workshop on public speaking. Because there's a big difference between people who can effectively speak in public and people just are glued on them because they're charismatic. And I am not that person yet. I'm just not. I can speak in front of people, but I don't have people hanging on my every word. I really don't. And that's okay. But I would love to be an effective public speaker. So I plan on doing some sort of leadership in that area, some sort of training. So that is what I'd recommend. You have to have personal growth. All right. And then the last one, number 5, relationships are key. You may not know the people on your team before they get on your team. I mean, I have a huge team and I certainly don't know everyone, but I really try so hard to reach out to them, to get to know them. I want to have relationships with them, with you guys. And so same with your team. You want to figure out a little bit about them. And I'm not saying that you need to become best friends with everyone on your team. Absolutely not. But remembering birthdays, and we've talked about it before, about doing nice things that are not necessarily what normal people would, what am I trying to say? Just going above and beyond. I guess that's what I'm saying. You have made relationships your entire life. Do you have influence over other people? Think about that. If you don't, if you feel like maybe you don't have influence over other people, what can you do to learn that? Maybe it's taking some etiquette classes, some psychology, social, reading some books on that, on how to relate to people, how to have better people skills. If you don't, like I said, it can be learned. Your downline must know that they can count on you, that you're going to help them, that they're not just a number, that you truly care about them. And you can do that in so many ways, and not ways that cost money. I'm not telling you to have a contest that costs, that they earn a ton of money or something like that. But they've got to know how much you mean to them, how much they mean to you. Said that backwards. Success seems to be connected with action. Successful people keep moving. They make mistakes, but they don't quit. Again, mistakes will be made. I've made mistakes. Jamie's made mistakes. Everybody's made mistakes. You can't quit, though, when these mistakes come. You can't quit when those down times happen in your little roller coaster ride that you're on. You just can't. You've got to keep going. So no action equals no growth. If you are not doing a DMO, if you are not participating in your Plexus business every day, at least 5 minutes every day, you're not going to grow. Your team's going to slide backwards. You have to be doing something every day, be it 10 minutes or 2 hours, not waste booking. Be bold. You have the potential to change lives. Guys, don't be embarrassed by what you're doing. Don't be, and don't apologize. Don't apologize for changing people's lives. You have no clue what that lady in front of you at the grocery store or at the library or getting your oil changed. You have no clue what they're going through. And you could change their life. Listen, I'm not telling you to go eavesdrop on people's conversations. But when you start talking to people, it doesn't take a second to say some things and kind of get, share Plexus. You can just kind of wait and hear what they say. Look at what they're buying at the grocery store, things like that. We've talked about that before, but be bold and don't apologize. It doesn't matter whether that person thinks you're nutso and leaves. It doesn't matter. You're never going to see them again unless they join your team and become a rock star, and then you're going to be thanking God that you talked to them. You can't expect to see change if you never do anything differently. If you're never changing up what you're doing, nothing is going to change. All right, so put on blinders. Most all of you have seen the post with Michael Phelps swimming next to the guy, I forget his name, and he's looking at Michael Phelps, and Michael Phelps is completely focused on his goal, completely focused on finishing that race. He is racing against himself, and that's it. There could be 100 other people racing against him, and he has blinders on, and all he's thinking about is that finish. You have got to put blinders on in this business. You have to. God has all of you working at different areas in your life because that's where he wants you. And his timing is amazing, and you don't want to get there before he wants you there. You don't want to go where he doesn't want you. All right, so put on those blinders and run your own race. This is your race and nobody else's. Put on those blinders. Comparison is the thief of joy. Never compare your journey with someone else. And you might be thinking, that's easy for you, Kim, because you're already up there. But guys, I was where you are. That sounds really bad English. I don't know. But I was there. Jamie was there. Anybody that's above you has been where you are. So don't forget that. We've all been there, and all of our journeys are different. And this can go with just life in general, guys. Comparison will steal your joy anytime you compare yourself to someone else. Everyone's on their own journey. All right. So what I want you to do real quick is close your eyes. And I mean it right now. Everybody. Close your eyes and dream. Think about your dreams. Think about your why. Think about what you would do if money was no object. Think about what you would do when you make jewel status. Think about what you would do when you make diamond. Think about those things. Think about when you get to those, when you reach diamond, think about how many people that you've helped. Think about those goals and those dreams. If your dreams don't scare you, then they aren't big enough. So here's your homework for the week. some of you I know have done this. Make a dream board. And then I want you to add on your why. So have your why somewhere on your dream board. A lot of you have done dream boards, but some of them need to be updated or maybe changed, because as you go along in this business, it seems that your goals and your dreams change a little bit. So I want you all to think about that. And then here's my old dream board. It's not really old, but all of these things, some of them have happened, some of them haven't. And I would encourage you to make one, print it out, and stick it somewhere where you can see it. Stick it next to your why. So you have the graphic of your dream board next to your why. Maybe put it in your prayer journal when you say your prayers. Let no one discourage your ambitious attitude. You don't need a fan club to achieve your goals. Be your own motivation. So think about that. Never let anyone discourage you from your dreams, from your ambitions. Keep moving forward. All right, so